Hello and welcome to my channel. I've been sick for a couple of days and I'm very excited to put some makeup on my face again. I've been trying a lot of fun products over the last couple of months, and some of these things I haven't even used that many times because I keep trying new things. I also do a shop my stash, so I like to reuse my old things. Anyway, this video is all about the makeup that I couldn't wait any longer to use again. There are a couple of things in here that haven't even made a debut on my YouTube channel yet, but that I have been using off camera, but that are a little bit newer to my collection. And I think there may be one thing that I actually haven't tried in this shade yet. But all of these things I'm very excited to use again. It's a very beautiful spring day today, so let's put some makeup on this face. Real quick before we get started, I want to thank you so much for clicking on my video. My name is Cecile, I live in the Netherlands, and I upload 2 to 3 times a week with mostly makeup but some fashion related content. And I would love to share all my experiences with you because I love makeup. I love all the fun, colorful, neutral, expensive, indie, drugstore. I love all of it. So if that sounds interesting to you, then please consider subscribing. Now let's get into this full face of things I'm excited to use. So I'm going to start with my eyes, and the eyeshadow base that I'm excited to use is actually this Lock Grip from Makeup Revolution. I've been trying their other eye base, which is slightly tinted, and I've been loving it, but this one is very interesting as well. And I have used this a couple of times too, and I liked it. So yeah, not the star of the show, but still, fits the theme. So recently I've been uploading videos about this palette again, the Minka palette from Adept Cosmetics. And yeah, I just did a 3 looks 1 palette with this, and I have used it off camera as well, but I can't wait to use this again, so we're going to do that. But I'm going to do a little twist, because I actually really like this palette as well. This is the Dear Universe palette from Catrice. And we're going to use some shades out of this one as well. So I'm just taking a fluffy blender brush. Let me show you. I think first of all, this packaging is really cute. And I think these two palettes match really well. So I want to go more in this mauve direction. So I'm going to take this purpley shade. I know there are purples in the Adept palette as well, but I'm trying to test all of my palettes just the same. And I remember really liking the mattes in this little Catrice palette, and the shades are a little bit different. I think this primer may be a little bit more gripping than I initially thought, because I'm having a little bit more trouble blending out these mattes from Catrice. More trouble than last time, and I'm pretty sure last time, on camera at least, I used the Essence eyeshadow base. So as you can see, I'm having a little bit of trouble blending out the edge here. So I removed a little bit of it quite aggressively, and now it is working a little bit better. But yeah, I'm not completely convinced about the eye primer yet. So now I'm taking this little bit more stiff, smaller brush, and I'm going to need some help blending out the edge. So I'm going into this peachy shade. This brush is nice because it really gets into the product. Like, it's a little bit more aggressive, and it's perfect for this. All right, let's deepen things up with this shade over here and this small pencil brush. Now I'm pretty sure that those two matte shades in the Adept palette are actually better quality than these, but they are very cool toned, and I wanted to see if I could make the look a little bit more mauvey pink for today. All right, and with this fluffy brush again, I'm also going into this shade, which is a little bit more red. And I just want to add that, I don't know, all over, I guess, to warm things up a little bit. I don't know, I was feeling it. Yes, I think that's nice. So now let's skip over to the Minka palette. And the shade I really want to use is actually this one, Maya. Although a pretty gold would be kind of nice too. I'm going to go with the gold. Yeah, what's happening? So I'm going to go into Layla, which is the shade right next to it. And I'm just going to put that all over my lid. I mean, that gives nice royalty vibes, right? It's not very spring, but, well, it isn't technically spring yet. All right, and then I also want to take a little bit of this deeper gold shade, which is called Nora, and I want to put that next to it. Just for a little bit of dimension, and please ignore all of this. And I'm taking my fluffy brush again, and I'm just making sure that the shimmers are well blended into that matte. I don't care if there's a little bit of shimmer in my outer corner, but I don't want there to be a harsh edge. Alright, now we need something for the inner corner, and I think I'm going back into the Catrice palette now, because I want to use this shade over here. I feel like this is a little bit lighter than the lightest shade in the Minka palette. And also it'll give a nice little hint of pink. So yeah, this is definitely a very different type of shimmer, but I think it's pretty enough. And the color works. That's the most important part. And then I'm also taking this pink shade and I'm going to run a little bit of this underneath the lower lash line. I actually think these two palettes are really pretty together. Obviously there's a lot of fallout also from my own finger, but that's okay. Alright, I feel like any color in the waterline would work, but I've been really liking this pink one from Kruidvat. I'm going to talk about it in my next speed reviews. But this is such a beautiful light pink, and I find myself using it a lot more often than you'd think. And then for my top lashes, I'm going to take this burgundy eye pencil. This is nothing new or something I'm really excited to use, but it does match. This is from Essence in the shade Berry Fantastic. Alright, now I do have a mascara that I'm really excited to use, not only because of this beautiful packaging, but because I had such a different experience the second time I used it versus the first time. So the first time I used it, I didn't think it did much and I thought it flaked a lot. And I didn't love the applicator. Now I still don't love the applicator, but I don't know if the formula has dried out a little bit or if I'm just having a better lash day or lash week. But now I feel like I get a pretty nice effect from this mascara. And also the last time I wore it, it didn't really flake at all. This is the waterproof one, so I was a little bit confused. So I'm not sure what happened there. But I was very excited to try it for the third time and see whether the first time or the second time was more the actual performance of the mascara. Yeah, I'm going for second time. This is pretty good. I'll use it a little bit more and then I'll let you know if I like it just as much as the Lash Princess. Alright, now I have something funny because I actually picked up this little thing from Action months ago and I still haven't really used these because I bought it for the case. This is a really cute lash case, but it did come with 3 pairs of lashes. And I honestly wasn't sure if I would like these. So I'm excited to use them. Let's see if any of these work. So I'm going to see if the top one looks nice. Yeah, these are going to be a little bit big. See, I was afraid of that. No, I don't think that's going to work either. Not with this look. So, third time's the charm. Yeah, I think I'm going to give these a try. I know they look ridiculous like this, but they'll probably blend in a little bit better. Let's hope so. All right, here goes nothing. All right, so my application is once again not flawless, but I think this will do. I don't know. I think they aren't as pretty as I thought after all. Well, let's finish up the look and see how we feel then. So I'm really excited to try one of the concealers that I have been testing out behind the scenes. And it's going to be a little bit more light coverage. So I think I will also need more of a light coverage base. So what I'm excited to use is something from my Shop My Stash. So I decided to combine my 2 light Gucci foundation with my 2 dark Born to Glow foundation from NYX. And I have tried this out in the past couple of weeks once, but I thought it would be fun to do it again. So what I did was I used a little bit of this NYX foundation and put it on my face, you know, where you put foundation. And you can see that it's clearly way too dark and way too orange. This brush, honestly, it didn't survive my cleaning the other day. So I do that with that product, and then I take my Gucci Cushion foundation with the little applicator, and I just sort of go over everything. And I really like the finish of both of these foundations. It's honestly just that the shade match was really bad, and one of them was actually in store, the deeper one, which I'm honestly amazed by that I was so wrong. But the lighting is always very poor in stores. So now I just go over with my Gucci foundation. I think this is in the shade 1. Yeah, which is a very fair, more cool tone shade. And I just go over everything until I feel like there is a little bit more of my skin tone coming through. So it's not perfect, but it's workable. And if I took a brush and I did it a little bit more, I don't know, smartly, then I think it would look even better. So the concealer that I really wanted to show you is the Born This Way Ethereal Light from Too Faced. This has been out for a little while and I've also owned it for a little while, but I don't think I ever showed it on camera. I have this in the shade Vanilla Wafer, which I think was the lightest warm shade that they had. And I think the shade looks really good on me. The couple of times that I did use this, I discovered that the coverage isn't too high, but it does cover enough for me. I really like the color on me, and this formula hardly creases. I've been having good luck with concealers lately because my new full coverage concealer from Huda Beauty also doesn't really crease a lot. But this one maybe even less. So it's not really a good shade for spot concealing, but I'm just going to do it. And I just wanted to pay a little bit attention to how beautiful this packaging is. I think it's really cute. So as you know, I'm going to let that sit for a little bit while I put some brow gel in my brows. I'm honestly mainly excited to use this one from Catrice, the brow shaping wax, because I'm almost done with it. See, that's also a reason to be excited about something. Alright, I think that's been long enough. Let me take my 4D brush and tap all of this out. See, it looks pretty nice. It looks brightening, it looks fresh, it looks a little bit glowy. It has enough coverage for me, especially in combination with slightly lighter coverage foundations. So far I'm really liking this one. Now before I set my face, I do have a couple of cream cheek products that I'm really excited about. And one is actually the one thing that was new in this video, which is this one, the Super Dewy in the shade Fake the Flush. And I already owned this in 2 different shades. One of them has since been decluttered, but one is still present in my collection. But I thought this was a really pretty shade as well. And I feel like it'll match with this look. So I like to just tap a little bit of this with my fingers on my cheeks and my nose. And then just tap it out. See, that looks really cute. I actually think I'm going to add a little bit more maybe. Yeah, I think that looks really nice. It's just the same, it's exactly the same formula as the other one. It's not extremely dewy, it's more of a natural. It'll take the finish of whatever is underneath. But I like this shade. Yeah, I do. And the cream bronzer that I'm excited to use is this one from Makeup Revolution as well. This is from Revolution Pro. This is their Goddess Glow Cream Contour and Bronze. I did do a separate video on this, and I used it the other day and I used way too much and it looked way too orange, but I do remember liking it the first day. So I'm going to see. I'm excited to prove myself wrong and know that this is actually a good product. But there is a slight risk involved here. So I'm just taking my small contour brush from Real Techniques, which I use for liquid and cream, bronze and contours. And I think I was way successfuler this time than last. So yeah, this is definitely warm and it's definitely more of a bronzer. But I think when used sparingly, it does look pretty. I do like it. Yes, I'm glad. Alright, the powder that I'm really excited to use is this one from Givenchy. I've been rediscovering this one over the past couple of weeks. Been looking at possible dupes within my collection for a video. But I find that every time I used another powder and I afterwards use this one, everything just looks so smooth. So I just dump a little bit out in the lid. I blend everything together with my little Real Techniques brush. And I always thought that this pink version was a little bit too deep for me. But now that I don't really appreciate the ultra bright, almost gray undertone underneath my eyes anymore, I really like this version of the powder. And I find myself setting a lot more of my face than I used to do. Just because this powder isn't too heavy, it isn't too mattifying either. It just looks nice. So I do feel like we have enough bronzer, but I would like to amplify the blush a little bit. And I can't help but use this little blush from Danessa Myricks. I knew I would tap into this because this is one of my favorite discoveries. This is her cream blush in Jubilee, and it'll just go so nicely with this look that I can't help myself. I'm just taking a little bit of that. I took way too much. I like my blushes to be a little bit more punchy these days. But I do like that Makeup Revolution one as well. But I like the fact that I can use this Danessa Myricks after I've set my face, whenever I need a little bit more. There actually haven't been a lot of new highlighters in my collection, so I thought it would be fun to reach into an old favorite, which I'm always excited to use because it's really pretty, and it's this peach shade from the Dior palette that I often use. This used to be my favorite, I mean, obviously, but at this point, these two are my favorites. So maybe, you know what? I'll go for the gold. I saw someone use a very yellow gold highlighter yesterday, and I thought it was very similar to this one. So let's give it a try again. This is like a very pale yellow. It's really pretty. Yeah, I like it. I think I like the peach one even more. But I do always love this gold one as well. Alright, I finished up my brows. I just used the NYX Brow Lift and Snatch and a colored brow gel, which I'm not particularly excited about either of them, but I just had to finish it. Now for lipstick. This has been in my Shop My Stash for a couple of weeks and I still haven't used it, and I was so excited to use it again because of the shade, and I think it'll go perfectly with both of the blushes that we used. This is Pink Brandy number 50 from Max Factor. I'm going to use this Essence lip liner. This is in the shade Cheerful. Alright, let's see if the lipstick matches this lip liner at least a little bit. What do you think? It's a little bit much. I'll give you that. But I do like this shade and I do think it looks pretty with the blush and everything. I just want to quickly top it off with one of my favorite discoveries recently, which is this lip gloss from Essence. It will cool down the color a little bit, but I just have to use this. It's in the shade Sparkling Purple. I think it's a pretty new one. Yeah, I do like a glossy lip. So this is my finished look using only things that I'm really excited to use again. I'm so happy to be back. I know I've only been gone for a couple of days and there was actually an upload on Friday, but I don't know, I just don't like being sick. Who does, right? So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you did like the video and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.